Alright. There we go. Did you get a notification, Nick?
Oh, I don't know. I'm full screen.
I don't know. Usually I don't do it on my phone. So.
It's alright. It doesn't matter because we're live. So, everybody, we are here with the Two Wheel Tuesday podcast, which happens every Tuesday night. This week, we got Bruce Cook, who's a Canadian madman who rides dirt bikes for a living. Even after a crazy injury, he said, "I'm not a pussy," and got back after it.
Something like that?
Would you say that was right? Is that a correct description?
More or less.
Perfect.
Maybe make it.
A modest Canadian.
Yeah, he's like, you know.
Not a pussy or stupid or something.
Yeah.
Somewhere between.
Believe me, I've had that mental debate a lot. I'm like, I don't know if I'm tough or if I'm dumb or what exactly, where we would classify this, but whatever.
Yep.
So what's up, Bruce? What have you been doing?
Where's the at? That's what I want to know.
Oh man, did anything change?
No, you're
Still.
So,
Alright, we're good.
so here's what happens. Whoever talks, so if Nick or I talk, whoever's making the noise will become full screen.
Oh, look at that.
So it'll be switching back and forth on you, so don't freak out.
Okay. I think I got her sorted.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm at home right now. Just got home yesterday, so we're doing the regional Nitro Circus tour, so bunch of back and forth right now, but home for a couple days.
But it's up in your region, no?
Yeah, it was. We actually did a hometown show 2 weeks ago, and then another Canadian show, and then this weekend was Eugene, Oregon, and Boise, Idaho, and then off to New Brunswick, East Coast next weekend. So
Nice. That's what, outside of Toronto?
yeah, way outside. That's East Coast. So
Oh,
yeah.
like almost to Nova Scotia?
New Brunswick, yeah, it's over there. So
Is it that next time zone?
yeah, like
Is it?
for one show on Saturday.
Yeah,
and
but I mean,
then,
it's like whatever I was saying.
well, there's the 0.5 time zone.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't find out actually. I don't know if we're into that yet, but.
Did you know that, Nick? There's a half an hour time zone east of East Coast time.
They're 3.5 ahead for me.
No, it's for real. Like Nova Scotia or something is like half an hour earlier than we are.
Stupid. That sounds like a stubborn, like, two people are arguing.
Yeah.
No, they're still the same.
No, see what happened is we used metric and they used.
No, they're a full hour ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, we use standard, American standard.
Yeah.
These
Which-
metric time?
Which if you're, which I've been yelled at by Joe Stevens that it's, or maybe it was an Australian, that it's imperial standard. They're like,
Yeah.
it's not American standard. They're very mad about that.
American stamp gets put on everything.
That's right.
No, they're a full hour ahead, so they're ADT, whatever that is.
That
I don't
doesn't
know.
exist.
Oh, yeah.
That's
See, a lot
something.
easier if we all just had one time zone.
Yeah.
Well, I've had asked if what
I just
time
moved
zone
into one
Canada
time
is.
zone. Eastern, finally.
Oh,
So
you're
who's
proud.
on the Nitro Circus regional tour?
It's well, this one's just moto, so there's no like mega ramp, so it's just freestyle. So we got Adam Jones, Mike Mason, Harry Bink, Greg Duffy, Jared McNeil. Who else
So
we
you got
got?
Do you have the sled?
Good crew.
that big ass ramp, right? The moon
Yeah.
booter or whatever.
Moon booter? Yeah, freaking thing's gnarly.
Do you have the sled on that tour?
Yeah. Tyler. Yeah, he's doing the front flip on the sled.
Right.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
Onto a mobile. Well, onto a scaff landing.
So what kind of ramp does he have to do that? Or is it just...
It's like a standard sled freestyle ramp, I guess, and then it's just got this little piece, I don't know, maybe 18 inches or something that folds up off the end. I think it's same pitch, like I don't even think it sticks up, it's just the middle's just a little longer, so his skis drop and then the track hits it, I guess, and then he just pitches it forward, and he's landed all of them except the last one. He got bucked pretty good.
Was he short?
Yeah, under rotated a bit, basically.
And I got
landed,
slapped off
slapped
of the front
thing,
end.
and then pretty much at the knuckle, and then just fucking pitched him right to the bottom. So, but he's good. So he'll be back in New Brunswick.
Did he now? Is that on the super tall ramp or is that on the standard landing?
He's just the standard landing, right to the wood.
Nice. Is the mega ramp thing or the whatever moon booter? I guess is that one. That one's one of those blow up ramps, right?
Yeah. So it actually sits on the like scaff landing the whole time. That's why they wanted to do it airbag, so because it would take too long to build, right? So it actually sits there deflated, and then there's a, for lack of better terms, tarp that goes over top that they land on the whole time. So they're riding normal 75 the whole show on top of it, and then they just blow it up and it sticks up another, I don't know, like 10 feet above it, and then makes it like shorter safety, but like there's actually pretty much no safety, so it's just super steep and long. Works pretty good. It's gnarly.
Have you jumped that?
Have I?
Yeah.
No, I wish I could though. It looks so much fun.
You think it would be like too hard to try and get your front end to go back down or something, or?
I don't know. I'd be scared to not flip it, honestly. Like they straight jump it to warm up, and I'm like, hell no. That's gnarlier than flipping it to me. Like if you're basically doing the same rotation, like you're taking off almost vertical, and then you got to go forwards to almost vertical.
Yeah.
For the backflip, you're going from here. You only have to do, it's maybe just over half of a backflip, basically. So.
Right. And your bike wants to kind of rotate anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're fighting bikes to get them to go nose down.
Well, they're hitting it in third gear, so they.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because second was just freaking taking them straight up. So.
Damn.
Yeah. Both of them, 2 strokes and 4 strokes, are all hitting it in third.
Wow.
It's crazy to hear. Just sounds a lot different, but yeah, they boost.
Yeah, it looks gnarly. What are you drinking? A Clamato?
Caesar.
Caesar. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a Bloody Mary, but better.
You bite your tongue. I have Bloody Marias, and that's better than a Bloody Mary.
Bloody Maria.
Yeah, it's Bloody Mary mixed with tequila.
Oh, there you go. Can be alright with that.
Yeah.
Tequila. Is that what you're drinking tonight?
Yeah, I'm trying to get my summer bod. What are you saying over there, Peanut Gallery?
She's talking shit about you.
Lots of shit on everything.
Bruce, I got my sister with me.
Oh.
I'm taking her to Kentucky right now. So she's over there talking shit to Clint on his Instagram. Got a little workout stuff.
In line.
Yeah, I made the mistake of telling them that Instagram keeps suggesting her to me.
Now she's blowing it up.
Yeah.
Shit. So, I mean, do you want to get into it a little bit? Exactly how, the accident and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, it's whatever. But
Oh yeah. That's kind of my life now.
Yeah. So what? Like, first off, did Duff do a double front flip after that at the World Games
World
or whatever?
Games. Yeah.
Dude.
So yeah, he did it on the new landing, which matches the trajectory. So yeah, even that. Maybe over rotated just a little bit, but it's just such a hit anyways. Like, he landed pretty good, maybe a little deep, and it still just folded him over the bars,
Yeah.
like even with the steeper landing and whatnot. So yeah, I think it was, as far as I know, just the once there at World Games.
Could you control that, or it was kind of just pocket and hang on?
A little bit. Yeah, honestly, it wants to, once you're spinning, if you're not fully tucked, it'll slow you down, and it's like, once you're out, it's hard to, just because of the G-force trying to rip you off it, it's hard to get back. So it's like, you could maybe do one adjustment by opening up, but then you're not doing anything really after that.
So you better over push, whatever you want to call it, and try and slow it down.
That's that was the hardest thing, because over rotating is the scariest thought, because if you went
just straight to your
through
face,
a corridor, you'd be dead. So it was you're just always hesitant, and also into the foam pit, the ones that were perfect just freaking killed, because you'd go in nose heavy, and then every time rip your hands off. So I got bad wrists to begin with, so you'd pretty much sprain your thumb every time getting ripped off the bars, and then your quads would go straight into the bars. So I started stuffing foam pit blocks in the front of my pants, because they just took such a hit. So it's even just having that in the back of your mind for training is makes you not want to fully commit and land perfectly. It's so much more comfortable kind of going in with the back, but
right.
But yeah, once you're there, like you said, you want to push as hard as you can, basically, because all you can do is slow it down that little bit on the last half rotation. You open up and then just hope for the best. But it's a blur.
Yeah, that's gnarly.
Yeah.
Was it a different ramp? Was it the same as a normal front flip ramp, or steeper?
It's the super kicker front flip one. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's what we got on tour right now. Duffy's doing knack fronts and heel clicker fronts off of it to the next level landing.
Heel clicker front flip.
Yeah, with no flip levers.
You would think that would slow you down.
No, he pretty much jumps off right off the lip. That's what anything I was kind of thinking about before. That's what I wanted to try, is basically jumping off the lip, right over the front of your bike, and kind of speeds it up, and then you pull your bike around. But yeah, he does it with no flip levers, so there's not a whole lot of yanking your bike around. If you look, he does the heel clicker that looks normal, like a flip heel clicker or upright, right over the bars. But then he just keeps going, and he pretty much, his head's past his front fender, and it's crazy. I guess it's his levers that stop. It's just his clutch and brake that stop him.
Oh yeah. Huh.
But he's pretty much laying on his front fender doing a heel clicker. It's it's gnarly.
I need to see this.
Yeah, it's worth a Google.
What ramp is he doing that off of?
The super kicker front flip ramp, the contraption super kicker.
Normal landing though?
No, that's the next level one, the blow up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you just cut out, Nick?
What?
Because he included that in his description.
Drive here.
I was he literally just said that. But
my brain fades in and out.
you were going mustard on the left, mayo on the right.
All water.
So you under rotated a teeny bit, right? Or
yeah,
and then got spin off on the back.
Yeah, so I mean, it's the first time we had the ramp in the arena and stuff, and we put big rigging bags and whatever on the back of the like the bottom end of the ramp. Just 'cause when you hit it, I mean, a super kicker right off the bat's already a lot of leverage, like when you're hitting at the top to lift it up, and it even had like kind of outriggers going out the front to help with that. But like when you hit it, like you're hitting like I don't know, it's probably 8-inch just wall with your back tire, so it pushed it forward a bunch. And I watched the video, and it lifted up the bottom of the ramp probably like 8 or 10 inches. So,
Wow.
that's where your pop is. So,
Right.
yeah, I think that is not to blame on anything else, but that takes away
Right, it
a ton
absorbed.
of your like when you're relying on hitting a wall, like you need it to be solid. So that absorbed a bit, I'm sure. And then I mean, it's just first time to landing instead of a foam pit. So yeah, but yeah, I landed like pretty much 90 degrees to like the landing surface, and then just obviously freaking dropping from 40 feet or whatever it is, just ripped off the back. And then I was doing it to the mats, like kind of the hard mats. I don't know what they are. They're probably, I guess, probably 8 inches or maybe 10 inches. No, they're probably 8, like kind of harder foam.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, when my boots hit that, they just like grabbed, stuck in, and then my body kept going forward, and then I think my boots like went right into my back. Basically, I think that's what kind of exploded it. Like my right leg hit like halfway up my back, kind of thing, and then
Jesus.
game over.
So, were your legs messed up at all or anything, or?
No, I don't think so. Like we X-rayed them a few times, like which I don't know how, because they folded like super bad too. I thought there'd be like a femur or something also, but took a few X-rays on both of them, and just like I think there was like 4 or 5 ribs on the one side, and then a couple on the back, and then what else? Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. Which the ribs sucked because like they pretty much start you in physio like a week and a half or 2 weeks in, like starting to move. They want you to start like rolling over and stuff, and like that. The ribs just made that so brutal because there's nothing, obviously, there's nothing you can do about them. They just sit there. So yeah, that was awesome on top of it. But yeah, legs were fine somehow. I don't know.
Huh. So what did you actually do back-wise? Like, how many vertebrae did you break, or?
Just broke the one T11, which like it pretty much exploded. So they took like maybe a quarter of it out because it was just, you couldn't do anything with it. So they just removed a bunch of shards, and then a bunch of those stuck into my spinal cord, and then it basically dislocated my spine. So it kind of like jumped off, and then your spinal cord runs through that. So it got severed that way, but then there's also a bunch of T11 fragments in it. So I'm sure that didn't do it any good.
Right. Jeez.
And then they wired back together whatever they could of T11, and then there's 2 rods from T9 to L1 on either side. So now I'm sweet.
I did T5, like compression fractured it, but obviously it was just, that's all it was it's like wedged forward a teeny bit, but
yeah.
Luckily that was all that happened, so I just had like a brace for, I don't know, whatever, 2 months or some shit, and then it was all right. You kept the best attitude out of anybody I've ever seen go through anything even remotely close like that, and even if it was just on the internet, I don't know, you did an amazing job, because I was just like, how the fuck is this guy like smile for BC? And I'm like, God, it's killing me.
Tons of morphine.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It's like, it kind of hits you. Like, it definitely, if I landed on my head or rotated or something, or even that crash, if it would have just been different, land on your head, can be game over pretty easy. So
Yeah.
I think a big part was just in hospital, as bad as it is to compare, but just seeing the quads there and freaking brain injuries, and like, well, in the hospital, I was only in like the hospital for like, well, I guess it was like 2 or 3 weeks, but then I went to like a spinal cord specific place. There's like 3 levels, still a hospital, but a little more like progressive. And I think first floor was I can't remember what it was, but like second floor was spinal cord injury, and then first floor was brain injury. That's what it was, and then second floor was my floor, so spinal cord injury, and then the third floor was burn unit. So like you see some gnarly shit in there, and it's like, you know, you see those people that still have a smile on their face, like tons of car accidents, bike accidents, like all this stuff, and like you got these people who are brain injuries changed forever, and like, you know, they're still with it, like you can still talk to them and they still got a smile on their face, like they know they're messed up and they won't be the same, but they're still smiling. And then this one dude stuck in a motorhome that lit on fire and couldn't get out, and he had burns like basically his whole body. He was sitting in a chair like in the front seat, so he had his whole body was burned except for 5%, which was basically his butt cheeks from sitting on the seat. And like, yeah, like no eyebrows, no nose, no ears, like nothing. And he was like one of the most positive guys in the hospital with a big smile on his face all the time. He's like, I'm alive. So it's like, you're almost, yeah, if you're negative, you almost feel guilty like around that. And I think it's kind of the same on every level.
Right.
You know, if you look at a worse situation and then you're kind of pity party, you kind of feel like a dick.
Right.
You know, like, man, like I would for sure take my situation over his. Like it was, so it's like, hey, it could be worse. And that's kind of just every day, you know, there's shitty days, but that's what I go back to, is just reminding myself like how much worse it could be, how many people have it worse, even with, especially with like disease and stuff. Like there's one dude in there, he, what happened? Oh, it was just a stroke. So just one day, I think he was like late 50s. You know, just, I think it was like a stroke middle of the night. So he woke up and he was basically paralyzed from the neck down. So he was in hospital, always super positive, and then I kind of got talking to him about his story, and he could just use his arms enough to push himself around in a manual wheelchair, and found out that his wife of like 20 years or something like that, 2 weeks after, like she didn't come visit her or anything, 2 weeks later she comes in with divorce papers because of the injury. So like, dude has a stroke, so like, you know, that's what I kind of think too. I'm like, I kind of signed up for it, you know, like
right.
I knew the risks involved, so it's like, you can't blame anyone. Like this dude had a stroke, like no one's fault, sucks. And then 2 weeks later his wife comes in, divorced him, and he's like, honestly, he's like, if that's the kind of person she was, then I don't want to be with her. So it's the best thing that could have happened. He's like, now I get to go buy my dream sailboat. I'm going to live on that. He's like, I'm looking up lifts that'll lift me into my sailboat, and I'm just going to live on the water now. And he's like, that's been my dream. So
yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, all right. And like, there I am, kind of signed up for it, you know, big
right.
shock. I got my family and friends and the freaking world of support, literally, and this dude's just stoked. So it's like, yeah, that definitely helps.
Yeah. Man, that's I think probably most freestylers, like, I mean, I guess quad would be your worst case scenario, but you know, I've had stuff like my wrist doesn't work and stupid stuff, and it's like anything, if your hand doesn't work correctly the way it used to, like, it's an adjustment, and that stuff's hard to deal with, you know. And when I did my leg and I had the infection in it, and they finally, you know, 2 doctors were like, you are very close to complications, which include losing your leg. And I like tried to really actually, you know, like wrap my head around, you know, like this could be a actual real scenario that happens, and just tried to wrap my head around it, and that shit's rough, man.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, like you said, like all freestylers, I think you have it in the back of your mind, like, you know, that it's a possible risk, but you don't want to focus on it, but you know that it's part of the gig, and it's like, you always try and think about worst case scenarios, so it's there and keeps it real, but yeah, you definitely don't want to focus on it. But yeah, it's kind of, especially with this progressive stuff, it's gnarly, and I think some people forget that when it goes well all the time.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, is that to do what we did, or what I did, you do, you can't think about any of that. You have to acknowledge it and realize the risks and acknowledge that, but then you just go, not gonna happen. I'm gonna be positive and everything's gonna go right, you know?
Right.
I tell
Exactly.
people all the time to be a freestyler, you have to have a very, very strong belief that everything's gonna work out.
Yep.
Because otherwise you won't do anything.
No, exactly. I think that's why guys end up hanging it up.
Yeah.
It just kind of gets to them.
What'd you say,
Well,
Nick?
it's great. You get hurt, and then you get psyched out. So you either gotta, get that out of your head, or just get out. And here you had a major injury, and then how do you not, psych yourself back into it?
Yeah, it's definitely ups and downs with confidence. I'll be doing it, like, especially when we're like kind of hammering out shows and you're confident and stuff, but like, yeah, then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, like, kind of remember that it's real, which, like, there is that fine line between, you definitely don't want to be too comfortable, because that's when mistakes happen and you get sloppy and whatnot, and then, yeah, you have to, like you said, you want to keep confidence, but you have to remember how serious it is, and especially now. I mean, I'm freaking strapped to the bike with a seatbelt, so.
But even more crazy.
Yeah.
To wrap your head around that, to psych yourself up. I mean, it's crazy, but.
No, it's literally just repeating over and over in my head, like you said, that it's going to go well, and just picturing the outcome. And so there's been some sketchy ones, and I've messed it up a couple times. But yeah, it's just that fine line between confidence and remembering how serious it is, and I think to kind of keep you on your game.
You had flipped before, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce
So you
flipped
kinda
a ton. Bruce has amazing style, threw sick ass whips and flipped whatever. I only did like one show with him, but it was kind of like a sketchy little setup that we were riding, but
yeah, no, flips were, I don't know, they just always came second nature to me. Like, as soon as even before the first flip, it was like, it just made sense to me. And as soon as it happened, it was just like, yep. And then it was just kind of a matter of time. And then when I first flipped, it was like, I think I did 10 into the pit, and then I was like, okay, sweet. Like, they were all, like, first 1 through 10 were all perfect into the pit. And I was like, yep, that's kind of what I expected. And I was like, let's go to dirt. And then they made me do a couple more. And then I was like, okay, sweet. Went to dirt. And
you
it was
were
always
not
just
at Travis's house.
It worked. What's that?
You were not at Travis's house.
Yeah.
You were? They made you do more than 10? Who
Travis
did?
wasn't there.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Because if you landed 10 out of the bat,
Yeah.
right to your wheels, Travis would have had you out there next one.
No,
For
it was
sure.
Billy and Jolene when I was flipping, so.
That makes sense.
So with the new flip, was it a change, or was it just getting back to the? Because obviously it's different.
Well,
Well,
let's start.
even-
Well, let's start. What even made you want to? So now you had a crash. You're now paralyzed, and you decide. You get to a point where you can. What? Like what? Where were you at when you were like? Was it first thing in the hospital? You hadn't even left the hospital, and you were like, "Fuck this, I'm flipping," or like,
Oh, yeah.
was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, well, pretty much as soon as I crashed, it was like, I'm like, well, don't want this to be it. Like, I knew instantly I was paralyzed. Like, I didn't get knocked out or anything, which don't know if that's good or bad, but I was like, all right, well, my arms still work. And then it was just kind of like, damn, like, didn't want this to be my last show. You kind of picture what you want your last show to be like, and
Right.
you want to go. You're probably not going to go out on top, but at least on a good note, and kind of retire, doing well. I was like, don't want my last show to be going out on a stretcher, so it's kind of right from the time I was leaving on the stretcher that I was just like, right, well, we can modify the dirt bike and at least ride, but for me it was always, I wanted to flip in front of a crowd again, and that would be my kind of full circle. So it was, day one basically, and then Billy Van Butte is fabricator by trade, so that was awesome. So when I was still in hospital, he was already getting to work on modifying that. And there's a few guys that race moto and whatnot, so we were just kind of going through social media trying to find pictures of their stuff and Googling. There's definitely not a whole lot. There's no blueprints for a cage on a dirt bike.
Right.
So he just kind of winged it and pretty much nailed it the first time. So that was sweet. It was ready to go by the time I got out of hospital.
So now I'm assuming that the like thing behind you is kind of like a roll cage.
Yeah, like sissy bar for lack of better terms, but yeah. So I didn't want to make it over my head and kind of wanted to keep it as light as possible because like the thing already weighs like 30 pounds more. So it basically my idea was to make it so I could make a little like safe spot between the handlebars and the top of it, and I pretty much figured
you can just like duck down.
Yeah, so like even worst case, like you're probably not going to land like bars and top of the sissy bar at the same time. Like it's probably going to be a one or the other. So
right.
I just guessed how to do with everything the height that I wanted it, which is like it sits probably 6 inches below my helmet, and then it's like I gave my hardest yank and stuff just sitting there before we welded it, so it sits like half inch behind the farthest point
that was my next question.
Yeah.
Do you bounce your back off of it to pull?
No.
But you don't.
No.
You're pulling with your bars.
My helmet gets like half inch away. That's the closest part. Yeah.
So it's all arms and throttle.
Yeah. Tons of power. So
you just creep in as slow as you can and just
basically doing a wheelie off of it. Yeah, and I just get forward against the bars as close as I can, and then just weight transfer and power at the, start to weight transfer about 2/3 up, and like hit it right at the bottom, and then just be full yank right as I go off the lip. As if I'm a couple inches late, then it's just like, hits your arms and you're going super slow around.
Right, yeah. And at that point, can you speed it up other than throttle? Can you like crouch down? No.
Well, that's what, like, you realize how much you use your legs, obviously, in all riding, but especially flips, like just with gripping it, for slowing it down, you dig your heels in and pull it towards you, or you can push your legs out and pull the bars back. But now it's just, I can give it kind of one more tug, but then it's just pins trying to get around. But then I'm only in first gear too, so there's not a whole lot of wheel speed.
Did you ever mess with moving where your butt sits? Like if you moved your body back a couple inches?
Yeah, a little bit. But then if you're back too much, you're kind of then you lose some of the weight transfer, because then your body doesn't go past where your butt is. So yeah, we pretty much settled for basically I just sit vertically when my arms are out, and then so I can still kind of get past my center of gravity when I go back.
Right.
Because if it's back too much, your weight's back there, but then you're still in front of your kind of center mass when you pull. So it's kind of
right, because you can't get further back than your arms will go.
Yeah. So we slid it a little bit, but there's just, you kind of find that natural spot that just feels good too. So
right.
Yeah.
All right. I figured you guys had messed with that, but I don't know why.
Yeah, within like probably not more than like 2 inches one or the other.
Really?
Which the moto guys sit obviously a lot, like they're almost kind of in the pocket there, closer to the tank for corners, and
right.
moto keeping the front end down. So I would definitely, like, I'm back on the, like, pretty much over top, maybe a little behind the grab holes, like where they would be. So
right.
But yeah, just kind of worked good.
Nice.
So how soon until you started actually riding after your accident?
So yeah, I was in the hospital for 66 days.
66?
And yeah.
Holy shit.
And then I went home. I was home for like a week, bought a car, got it outfitted with hand controls, and then drove straight down to California. There's a place called Project Walk down there that's like kind of just different approach. Like they're like, even if you can't walk or feel, like let's get you on your feet, and just like, even if it's just good mentally, like get you upright, put you in braces, whatever they have to do, hold you up, and like you can do your arm workouts and like the hand bike and everything standing up, good for circulation, bone density, blah blah. So like that's kind of their outlook, and everything was just positive. Like, at a normal hospital, they're like, oh, come with the clipboard, and like, what's your ultimate goal? And I'm like, well, obviously to walk again. And they're like, oh, like everyone says that. Like, what's your actual ultimate goal? I'm like, well, don't ask dumb questions then. Like, I was like, that's it. Like, let's move on. And then go down to Project Walk, and they ask the same question. You're like, to walk again? And they're like, sweet, put down the clipboard. It's like, let's get started. So they're just kind of like, even just that mindset, like, it's just, it was just more fitting to kind of my attitude. So I think I spent 3 months down there, and that's like, I think it was 4 or 5 days a week of like 2 to 4 hours a day kind of thing. So you're smoked by the end of the week, but it's all like specific too. Like, what do you want to work on? And like, I pretty much have almost zero core or like balance. They've got like half of my upper 2 abs basically. So it's like, well, let's work on any sort of core we can, because that's going to be handy for what I'm doing. And then just arms and shoulders and all that. So it was just pretty specific to that. And then went home and then hopped on a flight to Toronto. Billy's shop's over close to Toronto, so he had it pretty much done, but we just did he needed me in person to kind of finish it off. That was about 8.5 months after the accident, and then kind of got it fine-tuned. And then my first ride, just kind of in farm field, was 9 months after, I think, to the day.
Wow.
And then the first ride worked sweet, so then we loaded her up and drove down to Trav's and hit the foam pit. And everyone, like, even Billy's like, we're going down here, but it's just to like have the track, and like, he's like, don't go down here thinking we have to flip, kind of thing. And I was definitely going down there to flip. So it like did some laps on the track, and I think the second day I was like, all right, well, let's see what the foam pit does. And then first one was sweet.
Oh yeah, right around?
Yep. Yeah, like it would have definitely been a ride away. And then there's some ups and downs with that. Obviously took a bunch more to try and get it perfect. And then that's when they were filming for action figure, like the first action figures, Trav's movie. And then, I think it ended up being 10 months to the day after the accident that I landed my first flip.
Wow.
On
Dang,
big pile up back, so.
Nick, do you feel like a pussy?
Yes, I'm out.
I think about that. I'm like, people their whole life can't do a backflip. This guy does them and then gets hurt and then comes back and does them again. And I'm like,
Heel, gets a bike, gets everything made, then does it.
No, that's faster than he did that. Faster than I learned to flip initially. Even I definitely spent more than 9 months trying to learn how to flip control.
Yeah, and then and then after that, it was like my goal was to just get back on tour, or even just for one show. And then so I was just practicing a ton off, like, he's just got the ramp that goes, like, that's up against the foam pit, like, it's built on, like, up against the wall.
Yeah,
the wall
wooden one.
And what's that?
The wooden one.
Yeah, exactly. And it mimics like a BMX jump. It's for BMXs, so it's kind of like the steep BMX ramp that's on tour. So I was practicing that a bunch, and then finally got the go ahead to at least do one show back. And then I was practicing a bunch more, and then found out like 2 or 3 weeks before I was supposed to do the first show that there wasn't going to be that ramp on tour, and they wanted me to do off the super kicker, which is obviously like twice as like completely different.
Right.
So I didn't even know if it was going to work, so just went and started ripping them off the super kicker, and it actually worked easier. Like, it was a little more room for error. Like, it's just longer, so you get on it.
The box jump on the front of Travis's is so tight that if you mistime your pull like a teeny bit early, you're not rotating at all.
No, when you time it good, it's sweet because it flips you around. But yeah, like you said, you're probably within inches on that where you have to pull, where you've got a little more super kicker. So I started practicing that a couple weeks before tour, and then did one of those. I think so. That was like 10 months. I think it was pretty much another 10 months before tour. So yeah, I did one in his backyard onto like the resi landing. Well, resi with mulch and then some foam and then the plastic resi.
Right.
So I just set up for BMXs already, and that was like the day before I had to leave. That's all that was set up. So I just kind of went for it on that, and that was like perfect. So then my first one back was in Toronto, which was like an hour down the road from where my accident was. So it's pretty perfect as far as location and crowd and everything.
That's awesome. And that one went good, right?
Yeah, I couldn't have gone better, really.
Awesome.
So you've crashed doing it now, haven't you, or no?
Yeah, a couple times. Once was in Denver because of elevation, like we were saying, it's so you rely on power so much. And Denver's, well, Mile High City. I think the venue's like just over 5,600 feet, so starting to lack power big time. And yeah, I think that was the first time, well, since my injury that I'd done one, so we weren't sure how much it would affect, and it's tough to practice. So, and I was thinking, you don't want to pull too hard and over rotate the thing, so I just kind of did what I thought, and it wasn't too bad, but I just kind of came up short a bit. So I just maybe 2 feet short, so my front end just went right into the knuckle. Came around, I was pretty much vertical, so I kind of like nose picked the knuckle, and then went like straight to my head and the cage, like, which is what I was saying, like the bars were a couple feet off the ground, so the cage or the sissy bar took a good chunk of it, and then almost kind of did a front flip, like almost came to wheels, like doing a front flip. So there was that one. What's that?
I think I saw that one.
Yeah, it was a pretty much worst case scenario. And then there's a couple more, but they weren't too bad. Like one was just kind of, I still use those mats. I don't know if they're good or bad, but when they land on your head, they're good. But when you actually land it or come up a little bit short on your wheels, like they make you bounce and like they kind of grab you a bit. So a bit bittersweet. But yeah, one time, like they're Velcroed together. And one time I landed a little bit short. My front tire went into one of those, like the seams, and basically just stopped. And I kind of just bounced again over the front, but kind of off to the side, because now I know it's like, if you're going to do that, you want to just go sideways and just get the bike laid down and just stopped as fast as possible. So I just kind of chucked myself off to the side and then just slid down the lander, and that wasn't too bad. And then another one, I just flipped like super mini, landed like up on the deck, and I was pointed like kind of almost 45. So like if I would have ridden away, I just would have ridden off the lander. So I just came around and landed with both brakes on and just kind of like dunk, and then tipped over on top, and I think that's it. So not too bad, about 98%.
That's a good percentage.
Not bad.
It went 98%. Yeah.
What's that? You went all
Was that
aliens.
a boot or a bout?
A boot. Yeah. It's definitely going to be a boot next weekend. That's a boot country over there.
Oh, so you guys make fun of East Coast Canadians too, or what?
Yeah, that's where it's from. I can't even understand over there. Like, go to Newfoundland, that's a different language.
That's what people like to talk shit about other countries, but it's like, just go down south or whatever. And you won't be able to understand anybody.
You'll find it.
Go to where
I'll be
Nick
right
lives.
back. This is first bathroom break.
Oh, I should go.
I'll be right back.
You should both pay.
Do that.
So I got one question on Instagram, and my friend asked, Doug Cossey FMX asked if you have a Cowie ride, or do you just really love Kawasaki's?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Like I've been on Cowies since 80s. Like I got my first 80 and then 125, a few of those, and then my buddy Chris Garwaziak was or is sponsored by Canadian Kawasaki, so I end up just kind of buying his bikes off of him for kind of the cost basically that were already set up, and then I think it was like 2009 that they started hooking me up also, which is just kind of like a deal where you get the bikes and then kind of give them back at the end of the year type thing. And then, so I'm still on a 2014, but just with the cage and everything, I just kind of don't want to change it, do it again. The bike's probably got less than 10 hours still, because each time I ride's like 6 minutes. So, yeah, I just kind of stick with that. And I don't know, Cowies have never let me down. So, yeah, a little bit of both. I get support from Canadian Kawasaki, but even if I was buying them, I'd
still buy a Cowie. Are you on a 250 or a 450?
450.
You used to ride 250s though.
Yeah, up until I think 2013 or 2012 or something like that.
So before you got hurt, you went to a 450 already?
Yeah, for a couple of years. Yeah.
Because I think when we rode, you were on a 250 yet, weren't you?
I think probably, yeah. Which, like, that's, like, for demos and stuff, they're sweet. Like, if you're just flipping and, like, maybe clicker flips and, you know, a couple little tricks, it's, like, the timing's so sweet. Like, it's hard to over jump, and, like, you're just so dialed every single time. Especially, like, I was using the same setup for, like, 80% of the shows. So it's, like, and he was riding the exact same bike, so so dialed every single time. But as soon as you start wanting to do like super flips and anything bigger where you want like that snap and the rotation, the 250 didn't quite have the snap. Like it was all trying to heave it around, so it helped so much with that.
Right. Huh. You never rode freestyle on a two-stroke, huh?
What's that?
You never rode freestyle on a two-stroke?
Yeah. The first from 2005 to probably earlier, like 2003 to 2000, whenever Cowie started making the Moto 4-stroke. I think it was 2009 was the first 250F carbureted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds about right, because that's when Honda got their first, did their first fuel injection.
Yeah. I think, 2010 or 11. I know the 450s got it first, and then the 250s. And that was a lot better.
Yeah.
Especially for flipping.
Yeah. I had I just got rid of that bike, Nick, but I had a 07 YZ250 two-stroke that for some reason had a weird spot in it. And that's actually, I think, how I crashed and broke my femur and my shoulder and shit. I think I went to get on the gas and I backed off and I went to get back on it.
Again?
Yeah.
Kind of popped.
It like, so years ago I did it. I came out of the corner, got on the gas, something happened, I backed off a teeny bit, I got back into it and it started to bog. So I pinned it to make sure I made the gap, and it literally goes, boom, the rest of the way, and is just engine braking off of the face of the ramp.
Yeah.
And I never did anything to it, and I just rode it for years, and then finally I think it cut out again, going for a flip at a circus. I just don't remember what the hell happened. Actually I don't remember anything. I just saw the video.
Yeah.
But I got vertical and then I just jumped off. But I think that it must have cut out on me otherwise.
Yeah, mine kind of, I think it was kind of like the float bowl or something, like right in the, on the takeoff would sometimes, not every time, just kind of like, just miss a little bit.
Yeah.
And like sometimes kind of send you a little weird, like you'd still have full power, but it just, I think it's kind of mentally is half of it, because you just hear it and you're like, shit, as soon as you go off the ramp. So fuel injection was definitely welcomed.
Yeah. I've had some YZs where you get in the power valve. They have like this little arm, and it's got like a little nub off of it, and it slides in this track. And that's what opens your power valve. And there's like an elbow in it where it hits, and those things will get burrs in them. And I've had it to where my bike, so my bike was either like, I would go with the ramp, and it'd be like, burr, and then sometimes it would just stay flat, like it wouldn't go past the burr, and it'd just go ball off the face. And then the next time I'd like pin it, and then it'd go, boom, yeah, rah, and I'd be wheelie all the way out to the flat, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on? So I finally figured it out one time, and I only had to do 2 bikes, like, and I rode them for years, and they finally did that, but it took me like a day to figure out what the hell was going on the first time. I'm just like, I can't time this thing today.
It's all or nothing.
I'm either decking the shit out of it or like out in the flat. I can't figure out what the hell is going on.
That's good.
Good times. Are you better, Nick?
I'm much better, but she didn't want to leave the car unattended and was afraid to like lock it or something, like my keys were in it. So we've never done this one, the road trip podcast.
You never even lock your doors either.
Not really, but I got all her shit in here, so she wants to lock it now.
Oh.
So we gotta do that. She'll just take it out of the bed, but I don't know what's going on.
She's moving right now.
Yeah, I just found. Yeah, all her shit's in here. Well, just clothes and stuff.
I was gonna say, you only got a pickup truck. How much shit is she taking? Not very much.
No, not much. Luckily, because I moved her a bunch of times, and it's like a lot of stuff. And then my dad was loaded up. We loaded his truck up. He was gonna take her, and then plans changed, and so we put it in my truck, and now I'm here. So this podcast is saving the day. Except I can't pull up any clips or see what people are saying.
I know. Oh yeah, I haven't even looked to see if anybody said anything on there either.
Somebody's gotta be on.
We have 2 people that listen all the time, Bruce. So we know that one of our listeners is at least on there.
2 on top of the hundreds that listen every time.
Well, they listen on the. They listen. These people are watching, I should say.
Live, yeah. It's perfect for this type of deal for a road trip.
We already answered this. Danny D. Wayne asks, how long was it from your accident till you got back on a bike? We already talked about that. Then do a flip. Look at this. We didn't even read this and we answered this.
You were on it.
First ride, and then 1 month after that till I flipped.
And those are the only questions. And then Mark Jordan just said, yo.
Yo.
The moto.
The UTV crash, some people said in Instagram comments that Travis shouldn't push people to do things like that. I don't know that Danny. Does he really push people that hard to do things they shouldn't? I mean, here's the thing. Travis will make suggestions, and he thinks everything's a good idea for the most part, and if you go along with it, then I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
There's no you have to be willing. It's not like you're pushed into stuff. Like, we're already all doing this stuff, so it's, we're already in it.
He's tried to get me to do plenty of stupid shit that I said no to.
Yep. And if you really don't want to do it, you just don't show up. Like, that's the only way you can really avoid stuff.
Or just here's the thing, like, I was even in California at Javier's place, and I had a friend with me that's like kind of in the freestyle but doesn't like really do it, and then he starts making comments. We're at Fitzpatrick's, and he starts making comments, and then it's just like, all right, flip into the pit. Like, he was telling somebody else, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and we're like, all right, flip into it. Wow, and I'm like, this is the wrong group to be talking shit in front of, like. That's how it goes. Don't open your mouth unless you want somebody
Yeah.
to be like, all right, go do it right now.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. I kind of miss that that type of those type of people. You know, like
Oh yeah.
normal people in life. I think just get
Tell you everything's dangerous.
well, not even that. The I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna do this. Well, why aren't you already? You should be hard to stop. Anybody I know that's been good at freestyle and really done anything,
You're not going to tell them anything's going to change that.
Exactly. It was the other way around. It wasn't you trying to encourage them. It's like
You can't stop them.
you can't stop them.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to do it no matter what, and that's it. It's a different, outlook. And the thing that these guys are doing, that are real driven, are even bodily harm type of things. It's like a lot of people are. I made the joke about. Everybody's afraid. I'm starting to do comedy now, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, aren't you afraid to, talk in front of a bunch of people? And I'm like,
oh yeah.
the consequences, though, are me having a hurt ego, and that's about it, versus,
I'm most likely not going to break a bone.
Yeah, exactly. The next day, I'm going to be disappointed in myself, and that's going to be it.
Yeah.
So, no big deal,
You're riding, be disappointed in yourself and broken. So.
Exactly. And it's going to cost you a bunch of money.
Yeah, and you're not making any for the next couple months.
Exactly. It's triply bad. I'm like, shit, I'll stand up here and have a lot of people not laugh at me. It's no problem.
Yep. I'm trying again tomorrow, at least.
Yeah, the rest of life, you don't want people to laugh at you. This is the only scenario where it's reversed. I'm okay with it.
No, you just look at social media and it's just full of people who don't put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
Just proves that point.
But it's a great way to figure out what you did wrong, because the comment section will just be filled with.
Oh, God. Dude, believe me, people come in, we'll do those, so they're called, bringer shows. It's like this little niche before you get paid. It's not open mics, but you're not getting paid. You gotta, bring people to the show, a certain amount of people. So there's always, not always, but 90% of the time, there's somebody's friend in there that because they think their friend's good, or they watched a bunch of comedy, they want to just heckle everybody,
Yeah.
And it's like, listen, it's your buddy doing comedy, not you, alright? You watched him in the basement and he's good. Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
God.
No way would I bring anybody I know. I'd be paying bums. I would fucking laugh.
Dude, it's not a bad idea. I'll just be like, hey, I'll pay your entry.
Oh yeah.
You want to see a comedy show? Yeah, I'll pay for you to get in. Come on.
Buy you a snack.
Yeah. The first, that would get expensive though, because it's like $20 a head to get in there.
It'd be worth it. I have to have my friends just roast me while I'm on stage. They'd be ruthless.
Yeah. That's why. So the first handful of open mics, I just went by myself.
Oh yeah.
And then I started inviting people I knew would be a little bit more understanding.
Oh yeah.
So.
At least you mess up yourself.
No, I don't really care. Yeah, exactly. This way, at least people I don't know, I'll just look like an idiot in front of.
No, that's sweet. That's putting yourself out there. That's what I want to get into, kind of keynote speaking and stuff whenever this is done.
Yeah.
Which I don't know when that'll be, but it seems to keep going. And I'm probably more nervous about that type of stuff. And it's just, which is kind of exciting. That's why I'm looking forward to it, because it's just something, again, that I'm not going to break bones, but freaking terrifies me. So
that's kind of where I'm at too. I needed some kind of adrenaline.
Yeah, it's almost that hitting the ramp for the first time feeling, but you're not going to die.
Right, exactly, yeah. And it is exciting, and when you get... the other thing that my whole freestyle career even I was always envious of like musicians because they can connect with the audience so much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you might do a cool trick and they'll go ooh or whatever, but it's not like the same. Yeah, you're not really connecting with them in the same way that like
Not at all.
musician playing and these or like singing and all these whole crowd is singing shit back to them or whatever, and it's the same thing, kind of getting a crowd to, when you get everybody to laugh at something, it's like a amazing feeling.
That's the payoff. That's the rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you lock up, it sucks real bad.
Yeah. Then you want to put the helmet on and the goggles.
Yeah. I was like, where's the hook? Somebody send the hook out because I'm done. There's inside my head is a white sheet of paper right now. I cannot even think of anything. I literally blacked out at like 3 minutes. I had a 5-minute set. About 3 minutes in, I was just like, yeah, I can't remember anything, so I guess I'm just gonna get off the stage now. My girlfriend even yelled a joke out to me, and I couldn't even hear anything. It was just
She's
like
sitting on her phone googling jokes.
it was like wah 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 wah. I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Somebody take me down.
Yeah. Hit me with a chair.
Yeah, like keep calling for backup. Someone come and get me out of here.
Normally I'd be like Googling crazy right now, trying to find this clip.
No, actually, I paid $20. No, I paid $20 to have my set recorded that night, and afterwards I said, "Give me my $20 back. I don't want that shit."
I'll pay you an extra 20 to just get rid of it.
I was like, "Give me my $20. I don't need a video." Really? I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Did you watch or no? You just hit record? Because that was horrible.
I've done shows where I contacted the stadium and told them, like, you gotta take down this footage.
Yeah.
I swear to God, because somebody posted it to MTX. They're like, oh, Pastrana's back at it. And it was this show I showed up to, and we were jumping like 40 feet. And I was like, hey, man, where's the rest of the dirt? What are we doing? He's like, no, we do this all the time. And I'm like, you're kidding me. And we were in like a basketball stadium. And it's like, so the kids are there watching you. You don't want to be a jerk. So you try to do a heel clicker or something because you're there. And then it ends up on the internet. It's on the message boards. I'm like, oh my gosh, take it down.
Hey,
Destroy this.
have you ever seen either one of you guys? I posted it on something a while ago now. There was some people doing, the takeoff ramp had to have been 4 feet tall. I'm not even shitting you. And the landing was like also 4 feet tall. And they must have been jumping like 30 feet or something, doing like no for the cans and shit. I wish I could remember where that came from.
Pick that footage down.
Yeah.
The ramp folded down to get it in the landing. They just left it down. We don't
Maybe.
remember like a 6-foot ramp.
I mean, that's one thing, right? Because somebody else might have filmed that. But like, how about? I always wonder when there's like, I was shown a video of a girl twerking, and then all of a sudden she had white pants on. She shit her pants. She was the only one in the room, and as soon as she shit her pants, she ran over to the phone and grabbed it. How did this footage leak?
You probably got paid double for that.
How was that not erased the minute that it happened? I don't understand.
Yeah. Internet's a cool place. That's her now for life.
That's her for life.
No matter what she does.
You know what they say? You can build 1,000 bridges, but if you suck one cock, you're a cocksucker.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's with her.
So, you probably don't even believe in conspiracy theories because you're from Canada.
There's nothing like all I do.
He's like, yeah, there's a conspiracy that moose are eating all the shrubbery.
Yeah. We just chill in our igloos and ride our dog sleds, and there's no worries. a happy little place. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Last week was Panamanian monkeys. This week is polar bears. Canadian polar.
That's right.
I done this podcast.
You guys have your Canadian Eskimos do have igloos, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's some. Yeah, we go way north. Like it's full on Eskimos.
Well, because I was in Alaska and I kept looking for igloos, and they said that was Canadian
Northwest Territories.
indigenous people. I was very upset, just like when I went to Chile and there was no monkeys.
I want my money back.
Exactly. I was like, listen, send me home. This is bullshit. I want igloos.
Yeah, no, they still live their way up there. And there's people pissed off about them harpooning seals and stuff, and they're like, how the hell did you find us? Like,
Yeah.
you know, thing way the fuck up here, and
Yeah, there's no internet here, so just shut the fuck up and just get rid of that footage, and we're good.
The internet's even mad at you when you live in an igloo. Any service, so
You don't even know what it is.
terrible place.
Yeah, it's so funny. You know, like they need to figure out a nice way to euthanize whales, right? Maybe they can just lure them out and then give them some kind of sedative, you know?
Yeah.
That would be
Put them down.
just lure them out, give them some Xanax, they'll just relax, and then you just like plug up their blowhole or whatever.
Cork it. I think that's what you do.
Yeah, I've seen that in cartoons. Hope they don't blow a big fountain of water out and clear the hole out. You'll be alright. Be eating good.
Give it a try. I'd watch that video.
Have you ever had any whale?
No.
Do you think Canadian bacon is better than American bacon?
Well, if you come up here and ask for bacon, like Canadian bacon is an American thing. You ask for a piece of bacon here, you're getting a strip of bacon. So.
You get ham.
Yeah, I go on and I get like, Canadian bacon and ham comes out, so I don't know what that's all about.
Did you the first time? Did you? Yeah, exactly. It's like Foster's. The first time, were you like, I need to try this fucking Canadian bacon?
This sounds great.
This sounds amazing. I'm from Canada, and I don't even know.
There's some weird kind of stringy ham that comes out. Too thin and cooked too much.
Yeah, exactly. It's a thin ham steak. It's not Canadian bacon.
Kind of chewy and not bacon at all.
Have you ever had Taylor ham?
Taylor ham?
Yeah. Which I guess that's a brand, so I guess the actual product would be called pork roll.
Pork roll?
No, maybe I just didn't know the terminology.
Yeah, it's round, and I don't know. You'd probably have to. If you didn't come to New Jersey and have a Taylor ham or a pork roll sandwich, I'm imagining you didn't have it.
Yeah. If anything, it would actually I think when we're in New Jersey, catering always tries to do like local stuff. So I actually think I might have. It might have been one of the things there. It kind of rings a bell.
How about disco fries with gravy?
Disco fries?
Poutine?
Yeah, I was like, wait, poutine?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But disco fries is with mozzarella cheese.
Oh no, you need the cheese curds.
I know. Are they squeaky cheese curds before they cook them?
If they don't squeak on your teeth, then it's not a real poutine. Yeah.
I'll learn that. Wait, does it squeak after it's cooked still?
Yeah, well, it's weird. Like, I had some cheese curds, and then I think like they just kind of got old.
Yeah, then they don't squeak.
And then you warm them back up like 3 seconds in the microwave and they squeak again.
What?
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a conspiracy theory. We're into it.
Well, no, yeah. Cody Kavanaugh's mom is actually the one that we did a show in Wisconsin, and she brought us a bunch of cheese curds.
That's land of the cheese curds.
And she was like, if they don't squeak, they're not fresh. But now, Bruce just taught me trickery on the cheese curds.
A few seconds, you go too much and they turn to mush. But like, yeah, we're talking a few seconds.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to have Cody send me cheese curds, and I'm going to warm them back up so they squeak.
Tell them to put them in the flow mail so they're not squeaky by the time they get there.
No, I need them next day from the cheese castle.
It's probably considered contraband or something.
Ooh, that's what I need, him to ship me some Wisconsin cheese.
Yeah.
Air quotes. If we're on audio.
Alright.
I need some Canadian cheese too. You want to send me some Canadian cheese?
That's
Cheese. Air quotes.
BC cheese?
BC cheese, yes. I heard it's the best.
Good stuff. Yeah.
See, Mark Jordan says it's pork roll. That's because he lives too far down south.
So the terminology changes.
Yeah, exactly. Down south it's pork roll. Because Burlou even says that. But up here it's Taylor ham. But that's just a brand. It's like Kleenex.
Right. Yeah.
But whatever, they did a good job branding, so I'm not gonna
Exactly.
I'm not gonna deny
They've
them.
done nothing. Every other tissue's screwed.
That's right.
Tissue paper.
Yeah.
It's like if you're from Coca-Cola's from Atlanta, and you better believe everything's a fucking Coke.
Yeah. Or Q-tips.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They just did good. Here's the thing. Best marketing of all time. BC. The year. Jesus got the years got the years called or like what is it? BC and AC. I don't know, that's the best marketing job ever. They measure friggin' time with this dude's name.
Yeah. That's about as good as it gets. You know you made it. You know you made it
When they measure years. This is the first year of you.
Yeah.
This is the first year after you.
I wonder if that'll start again. Oh, for me it would be BC again. And it's because of that.
What is it, 30 BC?
Yeah. Yeah. What do
Are
even
you
call a
30?
Q-tip now that I'm thinking about it.
Huh?
What is a Q-tip? What's like Kleenex is a tissue. What's a Q-tip?
It's a
An ear cleaner? No, it's a makeup tool, isn't it?
ooh, that's a good fucking question.
On a stick, right?
Cotton swab stick?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
But that's not, is that the technical term? That's what I mean, like what is the actual...
Well, because I think
I'm going to be Googling right now and pulling up ridiculous Q-tip facts.
Q-tip?
There you go. He's on it.
cotton swab.
Whatever they sell at all.
But no, a cotton swab should just be a cotton ball, no?
No. Q-tips, and then below it actually says cotton swab. Right there. Yeah.
That's the
I-
So they're just cotton balls, if it's a cotton ball.
Yeah.
I should have probably figured that.
I've heard that some of them say you're actually not supposed to use for cleaning your ears.
Yeah, they also say you're not supposed to put them in that far. But
Yeah.
fuck you, I'm going to the eardrum.
They're commonly used in a variety of applications: first aid, cosmetics, cleaning, and arts and crafts. No ears.
Well, I'm scraping the eardrum with that fucker, so...
Oh yeah.
Give it a time.
I don't know if I got some wires crossed or something, but I go too deep with a Q-tip and I sneeze. So.
Yeah? Oh my god, you gotta get one now.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think that's supposed to be. I think that's your nose. Like, maybe I smell through my ears. Who knows?
Dude, I had like a ingrown hair on the inside of my thigh, and I squeezed it, and I got a pain in my back. I was like, "What? How was that connected? I don't understand."
Like with enough surgeries and stuff, I'm like, are you sure they connected everything like back together right? Like, there's a lot of nerves and stuff. Like, where did you cross those puppies?
Yeah. Did you always do it, or is this something new?
What's that?
The Q-tip sneezing
Oh, yeah.
thing.
As far as I can remember, but
So you were just born
I
wild.
just messed up right from the get go. I had no excuse.
Shit. So
Yeah.
you don't believe any conspiracy theories? We always like to get people to tell us what they. Do you believe in fluoride in the water? Well, I'm interested now because I feel like Canada doesn't have any.
No, no. Our water just comes straight from the glacier, so
They chip it off. They chip
comes
it
in a
off
blue
of the
can, and
ice.
it's called kokanee.
Shit. Who? Oh, that was DC. That was us again. That mayor or whatever that's on the crack.
That's Toronto.
Oh, it is Toronto. It is Canada. Is he still
Yeah.
mayor?
I think he's dead.
What?
That was coming. We all knew.
Don't quote me, but
That guy's awesome. How could he die?
he seemed like a really good time.
He was a great time. Think about while he was mayor, it was the best time in his life because he had all the power.
Could get
Dead
Trump.
after battle with cancer, so
What?
it wasn't even anything fun.
Jeez.
At least he had a good time while he was here.
Maybe he was just doing
He was
the
only
crack.
46.
36? That's why he was partying so hard still.
He looked like he was like 70.
Who was it? Rob Ford? Was that his name?
Rob Ford. Yeah.
But think about it. In his 36 years, he probably
46.
lived like 70 years worth of fun.
Oh yeah.
46.
Yeah.
He at least had 86 years worth of fun though.
Oh yeah. He'll go down. At least he'll be remembered.
I
That's for
wonder
sure.
if he got that hooker pro bono.
I wonder what his tombstone says.
Did- It says, did not smoke crack.
For sure. Did.
For sure did not smoke crack.
Or hookers or anything.
It was a lie.
Much.
Shit.
Yeah. Good dude, I'm sure. Rest in peace.
Yeah, sorry, Rob Ford. Mr. Ford.
Oh, he blasted him for 5 minutes.
We were laughing with him. He was enjoying it as well.
I'm sure more than us blasted him. Just mostly females.
Oh, my knee hurts. That was just a
sorry to hear
random.
that. That's awful.
That's leg problems.
I feel so bad for you.
Leg problems, Bruce.
Oh my god, my legs are sore from standing all day.
I wasn't even standing. I just had a cross.
He's just wasting him.
Do you do any do you sit lotus style or anything?
These what?
You know, do you do yoga and just put your legs and you're like, look.
I don't do anything.
You're like,
I
look,
really-
I can do a crazy split.
I really should. But
Are your legs still flexible?
Yeah, kinda.
Or would it be like if I didn't ever stretch, I wouldn't be able to, I would be super stiff.
Yeah, well, I'm sure some of the atrophy helps, but that's why they tell you to lay on your stomach a bunch because you're just sitting all the time. So then they start to tighten up, especially the front, your quads, whatever goes up into your lower abs. Those start to tighten up,
Right.
and then they'll keep you So even when I lay on my stomach, like it takes a while for my butt to kind of like
Straighten out.
settle down. Yeah. So they tell you to do that, and I'm supposed to do a bunch of stuff, but
But you don't, because you're Canadian.
busy riding moose.
And Canadian.
Careful.
Where's your Mountie hat? What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I got this as a tourist hat from America.
Yo, the interesting thing, I need to pull up Jersey State Troopers because they dress like they should be riding on fucking horses. And I'm like, how? Why are you guys dressed like this?
Oh, state trooper? We don't have states or troopers.
What are they called? Providence Police?
Mounted Police.
Oh,
RCMP.
Let's see, what is it? What's the abbreviation?
RCMP.
So are all cops that, or is that just like the higher?
Like there's RCMP everywhere, but then there's city cops. Like where I'm from, Kelowna, we don't have city cops. It's all just RCMP. But if you go to like Toronto, they've got like CPP.
CPP.
Or I mean OPP. I don't know why I said C.
OPP? That's even better.
You down with OPP?
Here you go.
Yeah.
City cops?
That's a New Jersey State Trooper.
Yeah, that's a true.
Why does he look
Yeah,
like he should be on a horse?
No, I'll show you.
I want to see his boot.
Alright, let me see if I can find his boots.
I gotta look at this map so I don't miss my exit.
I'll show you some people who should be on horses.
Alright, let's see it. I mean, look at these hats. Come on.
There's an RCMP.
Oh, hang on. I know, hang on. Oh,
That's
he's on the horse already.
I mean, he
That's
is on a
annoying.
horse.
Yeah.
But look at. I mean, they're close. They just need brighter colored jackets.
They got the hat.
And maybe and they already got the hat.
Clint's broken phone again.
This is our police.
Listen, this thing's gonna be broke for the next year.
So those things will
Did they really ride horses?
all the time. Like, well, you got to think we're all on dog sleds, and a horse is a lot faster than those. So they'll run you down quick.
You'll stomp your dogs if you're not if you don't comply. Then you're just stuck out there. You're like, listen, my igloo is 10 miles away. How am I a boot to get there?
That's when they bring the tow moose. And they just hook up. They're rigged to the moose.
Oh, shit. I love it. I need to visit there. I've only been East Coast Canada, and they didn't have... I'm sure they have moose. Meese, sorry.
Yeah, plural.
I'm sure they have Mises, but I didn't see any, so...
West Coast.
Dude, when you go to strip clubs, do you throw loonies and toonies at the strippers?
Yep.
I was at a strip club up there, and I'm like, what am I supposed to give them? Fives? Like, do I just throw these little coins at them? Or, I don't
It's
know.
gonna get expensive quick.
Yeah. Like, are they going to be offended? Where do I put this thing? Do they have a coin slot? I don't understand.
Technically.
Nobody let me deposit my loonies anyplace good.
Yeah, it's East Coast and West Coast are good. That whole middle,
You're telling me it's the same way down here.
it leaves a bit to be desired.
That's right. The whole middle of the country.
Just the big strip down the whole thing.
That's right. Man, a Canadian just gave you shit, Nick. Have you ever seen that video where the guy's on the motorcycle and he's driving, and then somebody comes in a car? They come out of the intersection and the guy swerves around them, and then they come back and they're like, "Oh, sorry." They both they're both apologizing to each other. They're like,
Yeah.
"No, sorry, I pulled out." He's like, "No, I was going too fast."
I was going too fast. It's my fault. No, it's my fault. I'm sorry. I was getting a story fight. Yeah. I'm more sorry. No, I am.
I'm more sorry than you are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay for your meal. No, I'm gonna fill your gas tank.
Yeah. That was a good video. I like that one. Need more stuff like that to go viral.
Yeah, it's like Canadian road rage or something.
Yeah, that was the title, yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
Shit. The first time I ran into Bruce when my leg was broken, and he's like, "So what'd you do?" And I'm just like, "Nothing impressive." He was like, "Man, seemed bad." I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, what was that? Probably 2000.
It wasn't that long ago, or was it my femur?
Yeah.
Was it my femur or my lower leg? I think it was the lower leg.
Probably like 2012.
No, it was sooner than that, more recent than that. You guys were in like Louisiana or something. And I stopped by and visited Javier. In that,
Oh, yeah.
the stadium where they filmed,
Oh, yeah.
Waterboy.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was 2015.
I only... Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. The last regional tour, or, yeah, outdoor tour we did.
15. Yeah, that's right.
It's all a blur.
Cook, I just saw an advertisement for Cook's beer. It says the best beer in town.
Sounds like it's a Canadian motto, you know what I mean? They weren't going too big. It's just the best beer in town. Alright?
The best beer that's in my fridge right now.
The best beer from the surrounding 10-mile area.
Unless there's another beer. Well, it's a first. Haven't heard of that one. I'll have to try it.
Well, had you guys not been fun of flyover states, I wouldn't have missed my exit and be going south of Indianapolis right now.
You missed your exit? I think it was
well, I just went instead of going north to Indy. Now I gotta loop around the whole city.
You're seriously you're gonna take the Beltway all the way around the entire city?
Not all the way around. I could have gone north or south, I suppose, but Google suggested north, so I wanted to do that.
Well, I would go with Google.
Ooh, Yingling ads. Everything's beer ads right now on the billboards.
They better stop it. You're not going to make it where you're going.
They're everywhere.
Have you ever had beer? The one that just says beer on it?
Is it a purple can?
It was just black with white letters and it just says beer.
No, I've had beer like that, but in a purple can when we were in South Dakota.
It was just dirt cheap. That's the only thing. We're like, it can't be that bad. And
It was that bad?
It was, I don't even know what it was, but my God, I don't suggest it.
Well, do you know, like, I think Bud Light is some kind of derivative of Budweiser. And then it gets even worse. Like, Bud Ice is like some leftover shit from Bud Light.
So they make Budweiser, leftovers make Bud Light, leftovers making Bud Light make Bud Ice.
I think it's something like that, yeah. That's why if you get down to Bud Ice, like, you're getting a headache.
So it's just kind of like chicken nuggets. It's just like
it's like
ground up shit.
Do you ever see the movie Twins? You know where it's like where they made so anyway, I'm gonna end up explaining this. Twins
Doesn't matter.
Twins is a movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito are supposed to be twins. because their mom was impregnated in a lab by like all these superhumans or whatever.
Yeah,
that makes
rings
it,
bell.
yeah. And they were like, oh, so you got all the good stuff, and Danny DeVito is just the leftover shit. That's Bud Ice. Bud Ice is Danny DeVito of beer.
So,
But the fact that Budweiser is the Arnold Schwarzenegger throws me off as well, because
it's not Schwarzenegger.
it's rough.
I don't think you're getting sponsored by Budweiser anytime.
Oh, don't
We
worry.
would drink it. We would actually.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like way more Bud Light drank, so they'd have to go around and like reclaim old beer to help them, because there's not enough Budweiser to make that much Bud Light.
You don't know.
At that point. Just recycling.
Maybe. Maybe they just water down the Budweiser.
Just grab the little drips that are from the recycling.
No, they just add water to it, and they're just like...
Just few drips out of each recycled can, and then some water. Bud Light.
That's
There you
Bush
go.
Light.
Yeah. That's Bush League.
I'm sure Bush is just a derivative of some other shitty beer.
Bud Light. It's on the way down. Dude, you can get a 30-pack of Bush Light this weekend for $9.99.
Holy Christ.
It's a
Not in
ton of beer.
Canada.
Not anywhere, dude. Up by me, beer's like the cheapest. Anywhere I travel, I just take Bush Light, because everybody sees a 30-pack and they start stealing them.
Yeah, 30-pack up here will run you like $60.
What?
What? What?
But it's 20% alcohol there, so you only need one beer.
It is good. It's better beer. But yeah, it's anything is well over double.
And the elevation. Think about it, because you keep going up the planet, so their
Yeah.
elevation is so
North
much higher.
is higher. Yeah, obviously. That's why going down when I drive down to LA or California is sweet.
It's all downhill, yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like declining the whole time.
Yeah, little fuel mileage going that way.
So he doesn't believe in the flat Earth conspiracy theory.
No, it's all on an angle. Yeah, it's flat, but it's like this. But it's on an
Yeah.
angle.
You see facts.
He's at the top, and then you just drive on down to us.
Yeah. Going home is just hell.
It's hell. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I do feel like that sometimes driving north, and I'm like, why do I think I'm going uphill? It's just I'm going.
Oh, I know. There's some dumb thoughts that cross my mind.
I'm like, there's got to be way more gas going back for
Or
sure.
when you see a river and it's like, well, why the hell's it flowing that way? How is it flowing north?
It should definitely be going south. I don't understand.
It really does.
Everything comes from the North Pole, and then it just like drips
Drains
down to
down.
the bottom. Yeah, man, that
Yeah.
sucks because Australia gets all this water that's been through the entire Earth.
Maybe the filters.
It just trickles all the way.
Where
Huh?
Australia is on the bottom. So
Yeah.
you pull up that graphic where Australia is on the bottom.
Yeah.
They get all the stuff that actually filters through the Earth, so maybe it's cleaner.
It filters out all the fluoride.
Damn, that's why they're getting so gnarly.
Yeah, they're not subdued at all.
That's
They're
the good water.
Yeah, they're not all docile like us from our fluoride water. They're putting meth in their water.
Must be something in the water. No, there's nothing in their water.
I don't know. Maybe they're getting some kind of enhancer we don't get.
Well,
They got something going on down there right now because the United States has like no new freestyle motocrossers, and Australia has like 7
yeah.
new dudes that are just crushing everyone.
Yep.
I mean, I guess not really new at this point, but you know what I mean.
Still just crushing everyone.
New dudes to the top.
Yep.
We got Ronnie Mack though.
That's
like,
true.
yeah,
Hey, what happened? Is he all right, or did he get actually hurt?
Yeah, I don't know if it's out there yet, but
Is this a EEIC? Is this a EEIC protocol here? You're like,
broken
hey,
ankle, as far as I know.
you need to call the emergency executive in charge to talk about this. We can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Broken ankles? You call him?
Go ahead.
He says okay.
Yeah, which it was a freaking like frame case. Like,
What the
it was
hell happened? How did he come up that short?
Just bike bogged up.
Because he's riding an 89 or 98. It's the worst Honda ever made.
Like, I'm surprised he even made it that far, honestly.
Uh,
And then, like, worst spot, just frame case, the wooden knuckle. Like, the back of it.
so he broke both ankles and.
I think just one.
Oh, okay. One ankle. And we heard he was unconscious.
Yeah, he looked pretty sleepy. Like, but for what it was, like, to come away, if it's just a broken ankle, like,
yeah.
pretty sweet. It was a good
You're
day.
behind the airbag, right?
Yeah, like, it was all frame to all wood. Like, there was no suspension.
Yeah. No, I seen that. It did look like worst case scenario case.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was heavy. And he's got his freaking open face, and he didn't smash his bars, so that's definitely a bonus.
Yeah, what are you thinking? What are you thinking when you're coming up short with an open face?
Well, lucky jumps like this, like, it helped him for sure. If you would have been forward like you normally would.
Right.
Oh my god.
That's what I watched. Hartman would jump shit first hit and just drop his front end so hard, and I'm like, hey, settle down. You know, like let's act like first one may not be perfect.
Yeah, let's ride like this. It ain't gonna happen.
At least flat. Just keep it flat. At least. He's
Yeah.
just come off and go yo,
Yeah.
and I'm like, are you serious right now? If you're
Easy,
even in,
girl.
yeah, you're even into the pocket at the bottom of the landing. Shitty day.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to miss the whole landing for it to be rough.
No. No. I'm always rolling the dice a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is, isn't it? We're, like we said at the beginning, we're either tough or stupid.
Yeah. Some sort of
Verdict is out.
dirty mix, I guess.
Yeah. Verdict is out. We don't know. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, shit. We're just about did 2 hours,
Holy shit.
and I know you want to go to dinner.
At some point.
You got a guitar there? Can you serenade us on
Yes.
the way out?
Got some Canadian bacon to eat.
Oh shit!
Yep.
Some
Poutine. Canadian bacon on it.
some cheap ass ham steak, cheap ass thin ham steak.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you want to plug? I see you got your Scott shirt on.
Yep. That's about it.
That's it. That was good.
Yeah. God. Look at my Instagram for everything else. Check those tags.
There you go. At Bruce Cookham. Everybody's at on Instagram. I feel like it's probably unnecessary to say.
Yeah,
Just
there's
Bruce.
A little at sign there.
It doesn't say AT Bruce Cook FMX.
Yeah, then you're gonna do the at sign and then at.
At
Love
sign.
it, that.
At sign AT Bruce Cook FMX.
When I was making it, I didn't understand the at. So I put the at.
They were like, it's at whatever, and I said, okay, I'll put that in. I don't know.
Anyways.
Anyway, go and check out, go and look up the Nitro Circus dates. You will be
Yep.
at all of them, correct?
Regional tour goes till June 23rd, and then Capital Cities kicks off end of September. So we're doing the back to the indoor venues in the fall.
What's that mean, Capital City?
Like this one is like a Eugene, Oregon, and a Boise, Idaho, and Capital City is LA and New York and that
Gotcha.
type of thing.
Are you guys doing New York?
No.
I think I was gonna say I think I had this conversation with Street Bike Tommy, and the closest thing was like Philadelphia or Pittsburgh or some shit like that.
Yeah, I should know this. The regional we do like York.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's actually closer, I think.
But that's this tour, the regional. So this one's the moto only.
Good. I don't want to watch any other bullshit.
Yeah. But come on, baby. Yeah, the capital cities, like a lot of Canadian. Montreal, Toronto, Minneapolis, Saskatoon, Edmonton, Vancouver, San Jose, Anaheim, Denver, and then we go to Europe. So it's actually pretty short, cap city.
So what's the regional one?
What have we got left here? Oh, come on, phone. Moncton, New Brunswick, then York, Virginia Beach, Myrtle Beach, 2 in Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and that's the last one, Cincinnati.
Alright, so York is in like 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, 2 I think, because we'll go out to Moncton and then fly home for a couple days, and then we'll go to York, and then from there we're just on a bus, just banging them out. They're all pretty close.
Whoa.
York.
Hey, you can't say banging them out on here.
On the bus.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't care where you bang them out. You can't say it.
June 15th to June 23rd are on the bus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So that'll be good. That'll go fast.
York, Pennsylvania is 2 hours and 48 minutes.
Yeah.
How far from Cincinnati, Clint?
How far from what?
How far are you from Cincinnati?
Who the fuck cares about Cincinnati, Nick?
Because I can do that one.
No one cares about Cincinnati. It's way further, I can tell you that. 9.5 hours.
Good. All right, I'll meet you because
Yeah. But I bet you, like, Pittsburgh is 8 hours. Yo.
halfway.
5 hours.
When is it? June when?
23rd, Cincinnati.
I might have to make this trip again. I'll bring my little
Pittsburgh is 21st, 22nd.
I'm just gonna, all these numbers are just going
No, but
over
we're
my
not
head.
gonna remember any of this in the morning.
Look at this. It says flyover.
It tells you what to do.
That's how much Pittsburgh sucks. They're
It's
like,
telling you not to drive there.
they're like, do you want directions here, or do you just want to fly over it? I was like, fuck that place. I'm gonna fly over it.
I got nothing.
You got nothing, because you're the flyover guy.
Hang up. Hang up. Talking shit on Instagram.
I'm gonna let you up later. When I come up with something good, you watch it.
See you tomorrow.
That's the great thing about internet battles is you can wait till you come up with a good response.
Oh yeah. So you're getting those arguments, then you're going to sleep that night. You're like, damn it! If I would have said this, that would have been so good.
Is it weird that I make this comment 7 hours after the original fight?
Yeah. Burn.
All right, everybody, go and check for Nitro Circus dates. Bruce Cook's gonna be there, throwing backflips on his Canadian Kawasaki 450.
No plural, just one.
Did
That's all
I
you get.
say Kawasaki's?
No backflips.
Oh,
I just do.
right, but there's multiple shows, so there's still multiple backflips.
Okay. Okay.
Doing a backflip at each show. Bruce will be at each show doing a backflip. Is that
Can't
better?
set that bar too high.
Is that better? He will be
Set it next
attempting backflip.
You might
a
do
backflip.
it if the crowd gets loud enough.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right.
Not
You need to pitch
only.
it like that. Listen.
Not over states. He just drives around and fly over states.
All right. Let me get this pitch right. All right, everybody, check out Nitro Circus Tour. Bruce will be attempting one backflip
For the first time.
if the crowd gets loud enough.
Yeah.
All right, because if your crowd sucks, Bruce is gonna be like, "I'm gonna fly over this bitch."
Yeah. Go
I
home.
don't need directions there. I'm gonna fly over this bitch and be out. All right, so show up and get loud.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you
Listen,
might.
am I hired yet? Can I be your hype man?
Sure.
I'm just gonna come around. I'm just gonna be in one of your man crew and just follow you around, and I'm gonna be like, yo, I can't remember that guy's name. Do you ever listen to the Cottonmouth Kings?
Yeah.
This is the man you want?
Okay, no, the guy that
Yeah, you.
I forgot his name. His name is something the visual assassin, and he wears a mask. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he would just smoke like this 5-foot bong, and then just blow smoke all over stage and do the robot around and shit.
That's you.
I'm
You'll
just
be that
thinking,
guy.
I'm just gonna follow you around, have a mask on, blow smoke out before you hit the ramp, and just fucking do the robot. I'll be like, oh, fuck.
Then they're gonna start coming to see you and miss
That's-
my shit.
That's right. I don't even need to talk, nothing.
Just smoking robot.
No,
I mean-
this is never gonna happen. Clint would smoke and then just disappear.
I'd be,
Where's my hype man?
Dirty looks for asking for autographs.
I'm just over talking to chicks in the crowd in the front row. Just like, hey, what's
Big
up?
cloud of smoke.
Yeah. Or I'm just in the back. You're like, hey, he's going on. I'm like, hold on, my pizza will be here in like 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's almost
Smoke.
here.
Smoke coming out from under the ramp.
Yeah. With my pizza.
Yeah. There's a lot of pizza there.
I'll be like, hurry up. I have pizza, Bruce.
Just deliver it straight in to
I'll be
under
like-
the ramp.
I'll be like, Bruce, do your rollover for they'll rub your belly and get in here and get some fucking
And then you
pizza,
get
man.
pizza. Deal.
All right, this is what happens. We can't ever say goodbye.
Yeah.
It's so hard saying goodbye.
No, you stay by. You hang up first.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You hang up. You're rude to hang up.
No, I'm sorry.
You-
All right, we're ending the live video. Everybody, check out Bruce Cook FMX on Instagram and Nitro Circus and Facebook and wherever else Bruce Cook is sold.
Who knows?
All right, we should not be live anymore.